Hey guys, welcome back, and today I will be doing a tutorial video on how to replace a motor in your JJRC H8C. And because if you have this, you'll know that these motors go out really easy, so you're definitely, if you have this, you're going to be replacing motors, so might as well know how to do it. And here are the replacements I got. They're 2 packs of 2. I got them from T-Mart. It was $14 from the US, so they're not really expensive, but for me to keep buying more and more motors, that's gonna be quite expensive over time. So these are the last 4 I'm getting. So let's start with the takedown. We take it apart here so I can get at the motors. I'm just using the screwdriver that came with the H8C. Works well. And what you gotta do first is take off the props. Okay, now that I've taken all the props off, and you can see that I put them all in corresponding order with the back right, back left, front left, and front right. So when I put this back together, I'll have them on. I won't have to change them. And now, next, what you're going to want to do, if you have the landing gear or the camera or even the prop guards on, you want to take those off. So let's do that. Okay, there you go. You can see I've got the landing feet off. And now, if you have the battery in at this point, you want to take it out. But you don't really need to remove the battery door. And you can see you have 1 screw, 2, so 3, 5, and 7. And then there's 4 arms. So you're going to have 28 screws on the main body. So this is going to take a while if you're at this step. So let's do that. Okay, there we have it. That's all the most of these screws out. Some of them I couldn't get out, but the body should just now pull apart, and you might have to wiggle a little bit. And be careful on these screws; they're still falling out because most of mine are stripped, the plastic. So yeah, I still got a couple holding on up here. Okay, there we have it. As you can see, I got it all undone, and a couple of the motors popped out, and you can see the LEDs are all, that motor popped out, they're all just messing around. I had a bit of trouble getting that off due to all my screws are stripped, all the holes are stripped from doing this so many times because I've had so many motor burnouts. So this, as you can see, the LEDs are directly soldered to the board like this, which means you can also, if you break LEDs, you can get new ones. Okay, here we are ready to solder. And my back right motor is the one that's out, so I'll be replacing this one. So first, I'll just pull this whole assembly up and then poke the motor out, but you have to unsolder it before you can pull the motor through the hole. And I'll be replacing it with a blue and red motor wires instead of the black and white. Because as you can see on here, I have put the white on the negative and the black on the positive, which means this was supposed to be a blue and red, but I only had white and black, so I just switched it, and that runs it the correct way. Get your soldering iron and just gently pull on those wires as you apply heat. I'm having to work a little bit away from here because there's no outlet, so I have to keep replugging in my soldering iron. Then just pulls right out, and then here's your dead motor. And you get your new one. Just straighten these wires a little bit since they're curled. And you want to stick them both through the little hole in the thing here. And pull it down. And stick the gear, the motor pinion straight down. There. And that just fits right in. And pull the motors, not tight, but put some pressure on it. And then you can stick this in. And then put it to either the left or the right on here because there's a little pin there for a screw. And then I'm going to get my soldering iron again. And solder the red to the positive and the blue to the negative. Okay, there we have that. Our wires are soldered in, so now let's go back up and let's put this all back together. Okay, here we are back again with the new motor installed, the back right over here. So now let's do the reassembly, which is putting this body on. And if you're having trouble, I did at first to know which side is the front and the back, because as you can see, it's pretty much almost exactly the same, except you have red in the front and black in the back, these stripes, and also whichever side this inner stripe comes farther down on, like this is the front and this is back. So, and whichever front, these two are pointier in the back. So if that helps you, you can see this is the back and this is the front. And make sure the battery tray right here, this is the back on the quad. So let's stick that on first. This just goes over. Make sure you have all your LED strips pushed down in the holes. And you can see it just fits back together like that, and then you gotta screw all those little tiny screws that you took out back in. So let's do that. Okay, there we have that. As you can see, the body is all back together, and I've lost a couple screws, so I just left like one out here, in between the points. So it's still gonna be fine. I've been flying like this for a while, so it's still fine if you lost a couple. So now let's insert the props, put the props back on, and remember the same order that you put them on. Like I have them lined up here. So this one will go in the back right. Okay, there we go. We got all the props back on. As you can see now, and they're all working. So now let's move on to the landing feet. Okay, there we have it. We got everything back on. And I forgot to say it earlier, but with all these little screws into this soft plastic, you want to be really careful when screwing it in so you don't over-tighten and strip the plastic out like I've done. So it doesn't take much just to tighten these down, so just enough so that they stay in. And there you go. That was my tutorial on how to replace the JJRC H8C motors. Please give this video a like if you found it helpful, and let me know if you use this to fix your H8C in the comments, and subscribe to my channel. And one last thing before the video ends, just like any brush motors, you want to wear them in at the minimum throttle for a whole battery before you use it, or I recommend at least 5 minutes wearing it in, and that'll extend the life of your motors. So yeah, see you later.